Hello everybody, my name is Kirill. I'm a salesman here at Smail Lincoln in Greensburg. It's a beautiful, really cold day out here, November in Western PA, and you might be wondering, Kirill, if it's so cold, why are you out here? Well, it's because we got the brand new 2019 Lincoln Nautilus finally in our showroom, and I'm just so excited to tell you guys about all the new things on this beautiful car. So before we hop inside to the nice heated seats and climate control, I do want to tell you guys about some of the really new and very nice features on the new Nautilus. First thing you'll notice is the nice new signature Lincoln grille. Gives the car a nice wide planted look and really complements the overall body lines of the vehicle, really brings it all together. The next thing you'll really see is the flashing designated turn signal indicator, also doubles of course as your caution lights. All LED headlights for the new Nautilus, so it's a really nice white light. Headlights are obviously redesigned as well, and you have fog lights at the bottom featuring 4 more LEDs on each side. When you come around to the side of the car, you'll notice the new Nautilus badge on the front doors and new wheels also to complement the redesign of the vehicle. Slightly altered trim on the bottom, a little touch of chrome to give it that little bit of elegance. And as you come around to the back, you'll also notice the tail lights have been slightly modified to feature a black housing now instead of the solid red look from the predecessor MKX. With these things in mind, let's go ahead and hop inside and show you guys all the real nice differences that they've made coming forward from the 18 MKX to the 19 Nautilus. So here we are in the brand new 2019 Lincoln Nautilus. First thing you'll notice when you start it up, hit the push button start button right there. Steering wheel and seat adjust to your custom settings. You do have 3 memory seats that you can save in here. Climate control comes back on. I'm gonna turn the fan down just so we can hear a little better here. And to shift it into drive, most people reach down here and they're like, whoa, what's going on? There's a big hole here with the wireless charger. There's no shifter. Well, how do I shift it? Well, it's pretty easy. You just hit this button right here and you're off. It does have electronic parking brake. Cool thing about Lincoln's electronic parking brake is if you forget that it's on, you can just hit the gas lightly and it'll turn itself off and you can just roll right away. You don't have to try to fiddle around the cabin, try to find your little button and turn it off. You just hit the gas and go. Pretty simple. Lincoln makes the whole driving experience just very intuitive. So getting on the road here, it's very cold outside. It is mid-November in Pennsylvania, so I am thoroughly enjoying my heated steering wheel here in the Nautilus. It heats the entire steering wheel, not just the sides like some cars. It's very nice. Heated seats also. We are in a Reserve Nautilus, so you do get air-conditioned seats in here and a huge panoramic sunroof as standard equipment. A couple of the other nice standard features that are new for 19 that came up from 18. Blind spot sensors all throughout the trim levels. You also have lane keep assist as standard equipment. You now have this nice little button on the stock which you can turn it on and off with, and emergency braking. So even in the entry-level Nautilus, all that stuff comes standard. Couple really big changes in the Nautilus for 19 coming out of the 18 MKX. The first thing you'll notice is a new steering wheel. This steering wheel is picked out of the Lincoln Continental, so it's got a little nicer, thicker feel, feels a little more luxurious, and it sets itself apart from like the MKC and the older MKX. You also have the turn signal stalks out of the Continental, which are just a little thicker, sturdier. They just feel a lot more premium, you know, like they should. But going along with that, once you get past the steering wheel and the turn signal stalks, you'll see the huge digital dashboard. So now the gauge cluster has been replaced with a digital gauge cluster. The whole screen is a big screen and it's actually configurable, so you can pick and choose what kind of info you see. So right now I have it on simple mode where I really just see my speed, I see the temperature, my fuel, and my drive mode, and that's it. But then you can cycle through, you can see your trip, your fuel economy, tire pressure, you know, all that vital info that you're used to seeing. And you can even pick and choose what you see on there. It's very interesting. You can also put a tachometer up on there. You can put a fuel coach. There's just so many things you can do. You really gotta get in one of these cars and play around with them, push all the buttons and see all the cool features in them. I have my lane keep assist system on, and so you'll see in the dash there's 2 lane markings. It's actually kind of 3-dimensional. It's really cool. And whenever you start to kind of drift towards the lane, you'll feel the steering wheel nudge you lightly, and you'll see the lane marking notify you and turn red and start flashing once you start drifting. So one of the really nice standard features here. One of the other really cool things that you now get in a Reserve is you get Revel Audio as standard equipment now. It's not optional anymore. Along with that, you also get a nice, really nice frameless rear view mirror. And that is also standard, like I said, down from the entry-level Nautilus all the way up to the Reserve on Black Label. You just pretty much get it in all of them. So a couple hidden new things about this. So new engine lineup, you only have 2 engine choices now. You can either get a 4-cylinder 2-liter turbo or a 2.7 twin-turbo V6, same motor out of like the F-150s, super popular, probably one of Ford's best motors at the moment. So that's obviously the upgraded motor. The 2.0 comes standard, but the real big thing is the new 8-speed transmission. So going up from a 6-speed to an 8, the throttle response now is a lot quicker. Like, it just honestly feels instant. I've compared it to like when you drive a hybrid, that, you know, instant torque from an electric motor is very reminiscent of what it feels like driving the new Nautilus as far as throttle response. The all-wheel drive also has drivetrain deactivation for the rear wheels. So in times like this, when, you know, it's dry out, you're just cruising down the highway, constant speed, you're not really, you know, hitting any adverse conditions, the actual drivetrain will detach itself from the front of the car, I guess, you know, in the middle where the drivetrain meets. So what that does is detaches your rear drivetrain from the engine. That way your engine doesn't have to turn that extra mass unnecessarily, and that helps you save fuel because your car has to work less at that point. Really cool feature. Not something that you'll ever like notice, but it's nice to have in the background. You know that it is one of those things contributing to your better fuel economy in this car. So while we sit here, I'll talk about a couple of the other kind of cool little features. You now have the engine start-stop in the Nautilus. I know a lot of people complain about that. I don't know why. It really does help you save fuel, and after you use it for a while, I don't know where that guy's going. Anyways, after you use it for a while, you really don't notice that it's there. Just kind of works in the background, helping you save fuel. A really great feature. If you ever do want to turn it off, you have a button up here that'll let you do so. I'll demonstrate this. So I'm gonna pull up to this truck up here. Pull up a little in front of him, that way I'll actually make a right. So if you're ready, we're gonna pull up to this truck, demonstrate the blind spot sensor here. So as I go past him and he goes into our blind spot, sensor will glow. If I turn on my turn signal though, the sensor will actually flash to give me an added warning that there is someone in the blind spot and I should in fact not merge at that moment. Very helpful. It's one of those things that once you have it, it's kind of hard to go back to not having it, so you really do get used to it. But it's also, you know, a good safety feature. It gives you a little bit of added confidence driving down the highway and changing lanes. Just want to make sure I emphasize on this, not sure if I mentioned it before, but you do have a wireless charging pad included here now on the select trim level and above. Again, we are in a Reserve, so we do have a wireless charging pad in here in the center console. Any phone that's compatible, I think it's iPhone 8 or newer, and most of the new Androids, just lay your phone right down, and as long as it's in the slot, it'll just start automatically charging. It's really cool. It eliminates a lot of the clutter there from wiring, and you know, you can just kind of charge your phone without really thinking about it. You just lay it down like you normally would, and before you know it, you have more battery life. The cameraman has heated seats in the back. He is thoroughly appreciating those. Back seats are also power fold down, so whenever you open up the trunk and you go back there, there's a couple buttons that you can just hold and it'll fold the back seat down for you. That way you don't have to walk around from the side and you know, waste your time doing that. As far as warranty on the Lincoln, Lincoln does provide a very generous warranty for their cars. So they give you a 4-year, 50,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty. And in that bumper to bumper warranty, you also do get roadside assistance service. So all of your, you know, roadside assistance needs, towing, lockout assistance, fuel delivery, you know, anything you can really think of as far as that is concerned. And then the powertrain warranty, you get 6 years and 70,000 miles for your powertrain warranty. So longer than most, you know, auto manufacturers offer, and it's pretty nice, especially considering, you know, all the new technology and electronics in here. You know that, you know, Lincoln really backs up their product, and that you have that peace of mind that they're always, you know, there to support you. One of the other cool things I always like to accentuate about Lincolns is the adaptive suspension. You have selectable drive modes that not only adjust, you know, your gearing and your throttle response, but they actually change the damping of your suspension to make your ride softer or firmer. So you can change that by selecting drive or sport mode. You can also configure each mode individually inside of the actual settings of the car. So when you put it into drive, you have an option of setting your suspension to either comfort mode, normal mode, or sport mode, which is obviously really soft, kind of soft and firm. And when you put it in a sport, you have the option of normal or sport mode. But in sport mode, you can also change your performance separately from ride quality. It's really cool, you know, it really gives you a lot of versatility as far as customizing how your car rides and feels. A lot of people really like the comfort mode because it just makes the car very floaty. It absorbs a lot of the little bumps and vibrations in the road. I personally usually keep it in comfort mode just because it's a Lincoln. I mean, it's got some of the most comfortable seats that you can get in a car right now. One of the best suspensions for a car of its class. And just the whole layout of the interior, I mean, it's just made around the driver. You can really just kind of lay back and feel like the whole car is catering to you as you go. So when you spend this kind of money and, you know, you look for a car of this stature, that's really the experience that you're looking for. And Lincoln, you know, knocks it out of the park with providing that for you. And last but not least, we do want to demonstrate the backup camera. Most cars come with one nowadays, but Lincoln does have a really nice one. The quality is very clear, and the lines do move as you turn your wheel. It's pretty cool. They also do have a tow hitch guidance on here, so if you ever decide to put a tow hitch on, you can actually zoom in on the hitch and align your trailer with a little bit more ease. So obviously, you know, not going to be hauling anything crazy, but, you know, if you're taking jet skis to the lake, or, you know, dirt bikes out to the track, or, you know, even bicycles, going out for a bike ride to a trail. And one other thing I do want to demonstrate is the backup sensors. I'm just going to back up really close to this truck here. They are audible and visual sensors. So you'll see in the top right of the screen is a visual part, and you have a speaker in the back of the car that'll get progressively louder and faster the closer you get to the object behind you. As so, and of course it also does have rear cross traffic alert. So if a car were to come from either side of us in the back right now, we would get a added alert saying that, hey, there's a car coming from the side. It'll appear as like caution signs on the screen. Well guys, thank you for joining me on this ride along of the brand new 2019 Lincoln Nautilus. If you have questions or want to come out and drive one, please come out to Smail Lincoln right off of Route 30 in Greensburg, or visit us online at smaillincoln.com.